Good idea. It's the Morning Joe to your Morning Joe. It's the blue collar to your blue collar. It's the lab coat to your scientists. Speaking of scientists, y'all want to learn something today?
Okay, that was much better. I don't know what happened the first time. One very laggy one. Probably Kye.
I think it was Kye.
That's okay.
I think it was just Australia being far away. Oh, it was definitely me. Yeah.
It was Kye himself. Very slow reaction time that Kye has. Very slow reaction time.
Don't.
Welcome to Good Idea. The Houses of Bone and Lamplight Special Episode 1, Part 1. Hello.
Hello.
I am Aiden Kinsella. Welcome to the podcast. Who else do we have here with me?
I'm G.
Who else is on
What's
here
up?
right now?
Bill is here. He's in the bathroom. He'll be back
G
in
is
just
here.
a second.
Bill is here. George and Jeff, are you guys here?
Yo, I'm here.
Yo.
Fuck yeah. That's George. All right.
We've also got Kye.
Kye is also here.
Hello, I'm here. Right? It's
Kye.
my first time on Good Idea, I think.
Welcome to the podcast. Well, you've been on Paulidarity, which was uploaded on the Good Idea feed.
Oh,
I
true.
just
Yeah,
listened
look.
to it yesterday. That's so good.
Oh, I love Paulidarity.
What a fucking blast. It's a classic. So today on Good Idea, we are all going to be playing as characters. I'm going to hand over the hosting stick in a minute to our good friend Bill Smith, our dungeon master, and G's partner in life and in crime and in comedy role-playing podcasting. I'm super, super excited for everything we're about to do. This game's very, very cool. And normally Good Idea is a brain trust your brain can trust, and also a comedy and philosophy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to where we design, maybe that's what I should change to, where we design creative, actionable solutions. I like that better. Creative, actionable solutions to your real life problems. And then we would normally introduce ourselves after that. But we already introduced ourselves, and this isn't the normal day. Today it's podcast TTRPG on Good Idea, Houses of Bone and Lamplight.
And I'm here too.
TTRPG Tuesdays, but it's not Tuesday.
Could be Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Could be
Kye You's
Tuesday.
day.
Who knows?
Wait, which day?
Boo.
What?
Kye You's day.
That
Kye
was
You's
okay.
day.
I'm in pain.
All right, I mean, we can start whenever Bill is back too. I don't know. I
He's
don't
back.
have my video on. Bill is back. Okay, well, Bill. Then, without further ado, I mean, I think that we're doing fine vamping here, but I need to stop. Bill Smith, everyone, your host and game master for today.
Hello, guys. For those who are about to die, we salute you.
Oh, Lord.
So, the world out there is strange. You see things out the corner of your eye that most people would never believe. You see the Fae that run across the rooftops, the demons that make deals in back rooms with politicians and government officials. You see people performing the impossible. Welcome to the world in between. This particular tale is told in the city of Portland, Oregon. Each of you have been invited to the house of a man called Patrick Granger, who is an unusual individual in that he is from a long family of green men, an old bloodline connected to nature itself, to the root and the mountain and the forest. But he is different to most of his family on account of the fact that he died a few years back and is still hanging around. he has extended an invitation to each of you to come and assist him with a problem. I will probably have each person be introduced, as I will have you coming through and seeing everything. So, when you arrive at the Granger's estate, it is this little patch of green in the middle of Portland, and it's beautiful. It's a garden with trees and wildflowers. It seems like vaguely contained, controlled nature. The trees are there, they are at their apple trees. And as you walk through the garden, there is the cawing of ravens sitting in the treetops that seem to watch you almost as you pass by. As you are let in and placed into the waiting room, this little awning that allows sort of like the garden to sort of surround you, you wait for Mr. Granger to come meet you. I'll have people describe their characters. Let's start with... How about we go with Aiden?
Just go down the line.
Just go down the line. So let's start with Aiden. Please describe your character, what they look like, and go from there.
Hello. My character is Faith. She is wild fae. Fucking, I don't know what voice I'm gonna use. I mean, she's gonna have 100,000 voices. She's a performer. That's okay. Her name is Faith. She is a wild fae musician, and she. What does she look like?
Fashion.
Here,
What's
I'll
she
just
wearing?
Go from. That's what I. Yeah, here we go. Faith wears a sheath at her hip containing a fey glass pirate sword that she loves to twirl about, but never really uses. She wears a rotation of outfits consisting of light pastel-colored fabrics. She slings a small keytar over her back by its strap whenever she leaves her house for an adventure.
You made a bard.
This keytar
Jesus Christ.
can be loud, dissonant, and haunting. That's her magic item. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I don't know what's magic about it, but it's a pretty cool keytar, and it justifies the use of the synthesizer. Faith's appearance is usually described differently by different people who interact with her. This is because reality warps around her. Onlookers can only see her best angles.
Oh my god, she's using glamour all the time. I love it.
Oh, yes.
And next...
Wait, hang on. It's very important. How is Faith's name spelled?
F-A-E-T-H.
I knew it.
You believe in her.
Next, George, if you would not mind.
Sorry, I had to relook at the name again because I kind of just came up with it about earlier this morning. I play Reyes Cortez, aka Oculus, as known on the web, with a 0 for the O, because why not? It's a name he came up when he was way younger and just kind of stuck with it. This is keep in mind that's before the Oculus Rift came out, so.
I'm Free Jack 69.
Oh, that's his buddy. But yeah, he's a Latin American. Recently moved here. Wears dark blue jeans, some comfortable generic brand sneakers, a black undershirt, and a red and black plaid shirt. He's
So
kind of short,
almost like
yeah.
it's-
And just carries around his phone,
So he's just pretty much unassuming looking.
yeah,
which is the point.
Right, more dangerous than he looks.
yeah. Next, Jeff.
This is such a ragtag
Hey.
fucking group. I can't.
Welcome to Hobel, love.
Hey, so this cat is sort of low rent. His clothes are all secondhand except for his black sleeve or short sleeved fancy shirt and priest's collar. He has a gray trench coat and like a trilby hat, and his shoes are polished. And yeah, he comes in. He's tall and stooped, grayish haired. Looks a little cranky.
What's his name?
His name is Father Sam Doc Ramsey. You can call him Doc.
Okay.
And now the one I both are looking forward to and dreading.
We literally had to make an entire new thing for this one. This is fantastic.
Please, Kai.
My character is sitting there, very well dressed. He is human. He wears a tall black leather boots, tan pants, and a regal white top sprouted with gold, gold-colored silk. And the most striking feature about him is probably his face, which is green and watered, much like how you would imagine a frog would look if they had been transformed into a human. This is because
Is he sitting or squatting?
I'm sitting like a regular human. I sit on the chair. Perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, and so he has no magical means to disguise how he looks. And so yeah, you have this frog hybrid man sitting there, and he talks like this. Hi, hello.
Hey, Bill, can I do an aura sight roll to see if these weirdos are secretly other things?
Yes.
Yes, you can. So for rolling, you roll 2d10. You roll under your skill.
If you roll under your skill, then you pass.
And this is
Or
a
if you roll a
percentage.
69, because I decided that.
This is a
Nice.
percentage, correct?
Nice.
Yeah, this is 2d10 percentile for this
Okay,
game.
my skill's 35. I rolled a 63.
Okay.
So you don't quite manage it. I think you're sort of... There's quite a lot of magic in the air. Like, this garden is bustling full of power. Like, this whole
It's
place...
just a little bit overloading, yeah.
It's a
So
bit
now-
overloading,
So now you guys see clearly on this cranky old man's face, he's kind of grimacing and like he looks pissed off.
And out will come Patrick Granger, the man who's called you here. Tall, quite simply dressed. Sort of what you view as like quite good like outdoors sort of gear. Very pale. Like he's had like sort of like kind of color drawn from his face a bit. And he kind of comes out and just sort of goes, thank you, all of you, for coming. I just need to... He kind of looks around him and just sort of goes, oh, don't worry. We'll join when they feel it is appropriate. I have a bit of a problem. I'll be very open with the fact that I am what you would call a lich. This was not by choice. But this means that my magic and my life force is held up in a phylactery. Another lich in the city has found out this and has stolen mine. So I am hiring you to take it back. I will give a bonus if you're able to take one of his phylacteries for my own protection.
Reyes is instantly going to start backing away slowly.
I intend to take multiple of his phylacteries. What are the rules if I take more than one?
The old man and Cortez are like inching towards each other and starting to turn their backs to each other so they can like protect themselves in case of weirdo attack.
When this as this happens, as you do this, a flock of ravens flies to your back and materializes into a human-looking woman.
Oh, fuck!
Yes.
And let
That's
me see
actually if someone didn't say that, this would have been a completely absurd fiction.
Let me see if
I
I
almost
can
jump onto the table.
Let me see if I can do this.
Kye's character does jump onto the table.
Reyes is trying his best to keep his cool.
Give me a phrase. Give me a trigger phrase for her voice. How do you do Owens?
I want to suck your blood.
No, she's Irish.
A bottle of whiskey, please.
Oh, snap.
A bottle of whiskey, please.
Oh boy. Oh
No,
boy.
that won't work. Just say something.
That killed
Owen.
my father.
That was not a good Irish accent. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, there we go. That was much better.
Okay, so she says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
And Granger smiles and goes, "This is Maeve.
Hello.
She will be assisting in this. You will be paid handsomely, and I assure you, I have no interest in causing harm to any of you."
Well, that's reassuring. That I like the sound of that. One question.
I mean, usually people who say that don't have any intention of causing harm to you, so you can trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Maeve, was it? You're saying you wouldn't recommend I take multiple phylacteries?
Oh no, God, this voice is hard.
Or were you talking to someone else?
I was. Fuck, this is hard. God, hang on.
You agreed to this, dear.
I know.
Imagine what it would be like being Irish. It must be really hard to keep that up.
I know.
I think about that sometimes and it brings me to tears. And then I realize I am Irish and I'm like, white man's burden.
Right? Okay, like half Irish, half Native American. It's a little hard to like. She says, "Oh no, I was talking to the two that were backing away."
Are there any windows about?
Oh, that's fine then. Maeve, nice to meet you. I'm Faith.
It's like Clue. We're sliding behind the curtains.
I wouldn't recommend going alone in the garden. It can be very dangerous.
Can I walk up? Well, I'm interested in what the normal human that's seated is thinking. But if
What is that me?
Yeah, you got cut off. I was kind of interested in what you were gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm staring
basically,
at you. Like, please say something normal.
So what? How would I identify a phylactery if I encountered one?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I'm very glad you asked. Now, generally speaking, a phylactery could be anything. It could be a locket, it could be a ring, some other object. I do believe that Father Ramsey has the means to see auras. That will be the most obvious method. The other is it'll likely be one of the most heavily protected items in the building. But if you do not have those means, making physical contact with it will...
You'll be able to feel that it's death. Or life.
I guess I can also always fall back on the plan. If we can't figure out what it is, just take everything and chances are the phylactery will be one of them. Yes?
Yeah, that's a
not a
great
bad
plan.
idea.
Nothing
That's what
could
I would do
possibly
if we take everything.
go wrong with that plan.
Yeah, and that works well with your
I'm
theory
sensing
there.
sarcasm, sir. What's your name?
What? Oh, my name? Oh, your name. Right. We should all introduce our names.
The angry one.
Yeah.
I want to hear from the angry one.
Father Ramsey, you can call me Doc. I can see
Doc?
evil. I find evil, and I either destroy it, or I guess in this case, I collect it and give it to this guy who has a good reputation.
A phylactery isn't evil, dear. The man who stole it is, though.
Right.
So I suppose I wouldn't mind you destroying him.
Happy
if you
to.
can find all his phylacteries.
How?
Doc, what's your read on me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
All right,
I don't.
all right.
This thing that I'm asking for is unhelpful.
Okay, cool. We'll get back to that one. How are we going to tell the difference between your phylactery and his phylactery?
Well, for a start, I can show you a picture of mine so you know what it looks like.
Ah, good
For
point.
the rest, I'm going to be there, and I know his aura very well. I've been with his family for 500 years.
And this one will be slightly less evil than the other one. So that's how I'll be able to tell.
Excellent.
Sure.
The lich in question is an individual called Abraham Thwaites. He has been in the city for a long time. He is a necromancer. He has some good relations with some vampires. I do not expect a full-blown war to be set off, but I would rather have my property returned to me than otherwise.
Okay, here's the
For
deal.
my own
You
safety
called
and
me
others.
in as a specialist. The only way this is going to work is if I can demand that my people don't kill indiscriminately. I can't work that way. So
I'm perfectly happy with the avoidance of indiscriminate murder.
I'm giving dirty
called
looks
you
to
in.
these others.
He called you in, Doc, because you're an expert at killing vampires.
Right, I just, there's certain things I can't look the other way on as a priest of the Roman Catholic Church. You understand?
Of course, I'm Irish.
I understand. I listen, as a performer, I tend to have a very anti-death message usually when I do performances. And so
Well, I'm glad we got
I
that
can
cleared
get
up.
behind what you're saying. I also am not a fan of mortality. So I'm always trying to evade death. That's a really big thing for me.
And as an ex-frog, I share that sentiment.
I mean, I expect I'll die one day, maybe very soon.
Reyes just kind of speaks up and holding his phone up in his hand. You see that it's actually recording the whole conversation.
Oh, Christ.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Here, is there any way I can actually
Hey,
jack my keytar? Can I jack my keytar into your phone so the audio goes in well alongside all the other audio?
Yeah, can I charge my fucking iPad? Can we move on?
Hey, another question.
He glares at the Fae and just says no.
I'm sorry,
And
Reyes.
if
I'm a
anyone
little on
ever-
edge with all this evil.
Okay, then.
Patrick, I think this is getting out of hand. Maybe you should
What?
tell them why you've brought them all here.
Look, I don't really care. Just as long as I
Individual.
don't die, I'm using this as collateral.
You might die. Reyes, was it? If you do this, you might die.
Wait, I don't think I've even said my name yet.
Nobody's going to die.
Now,
Then I would have just called you Guy. This guy. Instead of Reyes.
if I might,
Yeah. Should we before you might should we all introduce ourselves to each other in the real world, not in some sort of other thing that happened before, right?
by all means.
All right, my name is the Frog Prince Lilypad. All of it. Don't
Good
forget any
lord.
single part of it. That's me.
I'm going to call
Frog
you.
Prince Lilypad.
I'm going to call
Yeah.
you Princey.
No, please don't. I would find that rather rude.
All right,
Prince
Frog Prince
okay?
Lilypad it is.
Thank you
Is
very much.
Prince okay?
Frog Prince Lilypad is a beautiful name. I would like to write a song about you.
Can it wait?
Can I,
Not right now. I'm sharing how I feel.
if I may,
It's a very fitting name for this
your
man.
feelings are valid.
just
wait.
Can I call you Your Majesty? It's shorter.
Well, no, because I'm not like, no, just the Frog Prince Lilypad will do just nicely.
I'm calling you Prince. I'm not changing that.
Okay.
You should-
You seem very adamant. I'll give you a pass.
Did we
Not
get
the frog
everybody? What
formerly
about
known
you,
as
Mister?
Prince.
What about you,
Frog
the guy
Prince,
that I'm
you really
hiding
should
by the
stand up
window
more
with?
for
I think
yourself.
this is going to turn into how many nicknames can we come up with for the Frog Prince Lilypad? I'm guessing about 5,000.
Well, I'm kind of stuck here, so I'm not going to give out my real name just yet. Yeah, just call me Oculus. It's what I go by online, anyways. So, yeah.
Like the VR thing.
Good lord, that was before the VR thing.
Oh, was it?
He's very,
Oh,
he's
okay.
very.
All right,
Very
he's a
adamant
little
about
touchy about his name.
What is
Right.
VR?
And
It's a virtual
It's
reality.
virtual reality, Doc. Listen,
yeah.
hey,
Oh, this is like kids' video games bullshit. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, you can play the Fortnites on it.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to give it a go yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of the things I'd love to experience.
Maeve just starts clapping her hands and says, "Attention, please! Attention!"
Oh, I'm focusing. I've got it. Yeah. Hang on.
now,
yes.
Abraham is going to be having a party, which I think would be the appropriate situation for you to break in and steal his stuff.
Perfect.
This is some get smart bullshit.
I've got a van.
Nobody's better at
I'm not
sneaking
confirming or
in.
denying where I got my ideas from.
Nobody's better
I've
at
got a
sneaking
van.
into a place.
We'll just use that.
and
I'm staying out of the premises.
Doc,
Cool,
what were
yeah,
you saying? I'm sorry.
We'll have a secret van for Oculus. Nobody's better at sneaking into places and blowing them up than yours truly, Doc.
I'd rather you'd not demolish a building.
We could demolish the building.
It's just one option. That's all I'm saying.
We
keep an
really
open mind.
could do that. But it is only one of the options.
for a reason, Patrick.
Do we
could
have a
demolish
large
the
amount
building.
of explosives available to us to demolish the building?
Well, I meant like the aftermath of me destroying a demon. You know, that could cause a shockwave or something. That's happened before. I'll shut up.
Right.
He demolished. It's happened before. That demon probably had a lot of bombs on him.
So, are we agreed?
I'll do whatever.
You know, we spit on our hand and shake. I mean, do we sign something?
As long as you know that I'm using this for blackmail.
I just said I would do whatever.
Well, as Faith is a fae, she actually can make the deal. But the rest of you, we'll just have to take you on your word.
Oh,
So,
the word of
what did
God.
you,
But, blackmail. Yeah.
What did you say you were paying us?
Well, money.
I'm going to take an extra phylactery.
If you wish to claim that as part of your payment, part of it will include favor, trade. I can give out information.
Oh, I like
but
that
also, I'm
Anything that's valuable to you.
I noticed you had quite an extensive library on the way in. If I could just spend some time in there, that'd be swell.
Certainly.
Classic Warlock of Trivial.
Huh? Why? Who told you that?
There's a reason we hired you.
True. I thought it was just for my jumping abilities.
It's because of rain.
I'm ready to go. Are you guys?
Do you have cool jumping abilities, Prince?
Should we?
Sorry, Frog Prince Lilypad?
Oh yeah, hey, check this out. And I jump really high. Higher than you'd expect.
Holy fuck! Oh my god!
What are we doing? An obstacle course now?
Oh my god!
Is this a fucking danger room? Come on, let's wrap this up.
Vertical leap.
Hey, I can do it again.
So high.
Do you want me to do it again?
I'll admit, I'm impressed.
Do it again. Do it
I'm
again.
gonna do it again.
Do it again.
I jump again. This time it's not quite as high as before, but
Still good. No, it was still good. It was still good.
You narrowly avoid smacking your head off of a apple tree, but it looks really good. So, times are wasting.
You don't
So
say.
the preparations. I can sort out something resembling invitations, but preferably I'd like it not to be traced back to me, at least not right away.
I've got that handled.
Heck yeah.
Fantastic. I will let you get to your preparations. Maeve has my contact information. You can call me either when the job is done, or if you run into any particular problems.
I'm here to keep you safe on your mission and to make sure that you have whatever access to whatever things you need.
One more thing. And I pull out my little Bible and I kind of put it out in front of me and I say,
She's starting to sound a little Australian.
I wouldn't worry about that.
if you don't mind, Patrick, I'm going to have a prayer. If anybody would like to join me, and then I'll offer you a blessing or the house if you want it. All right.
Oh,
I'll
here we
do
go.
a prayer with
Yeah,
you.
all right.
Cool. Just
Yeah,
put
well,
your
what
hand on
kind
the
of
Bible.
prayer is
It's
this?
fun.
Reyes hesitantly joins in only because he's from the Midwest, so being
Do,
polite is kind of...
Who are we
He's
praying
joins
to?
in
Oh, I
because
thought you
she's
were going to say,
Irish
so
and
joining
deeply
in on the prayer is kind of expected.
So I'll just get it started. Just follow along. It's not hard to understand.
Wait, who are we praying
Just
to?
do the amens.
Okay. I still know who we're praying to. Let's start.
the Christian God, I believe.
Amen.
Oh, okay.
There's no God but the true God.
Amen.
God is one. God is love. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, blah, 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 blah.
Amen.
Amen.
Right? Oh, amen. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Amen.
There we go.
I guess.
Excellent.
That's how I usually pray.
Have good luck.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
the
going
blessing.
to
Right. And he does the sign of the
go.
cross on Patrick, and he's like, in the name of all the Christs and saints, your suffering will end one day, and you will ascend to heaven, blah, 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 abomination, so.
He just quirk an eyebrow and you call him an abomination? And he just sort of... And he goes...
Well, unto the Lord, I mean, I don't know if you're a Christian or not. Never mind.
He's a lich, so technically you would be correct.
This is uncomfortable for me.
Hey, abominations
worry,
can go to
it's
heaven if
mutual.
God says so, right?
Okay. Can we make... Listen, you guys, I'm going to go on this adventure with you. I'm pretty set on getting this phylactery, and you all seem pretty cool. I'm going to make a deal. I'm going to make the deal on behalf of all parties. Because that makes the most sense. And that means that if anybody ditches me, I get their reward. So I'm not... you guys, if you like, if you want...
Oh my God!
If you... No, hear me out. Don't hear me out. If you want your reward insured, then you insure my life. You insure her, please, thank you. You insure my life. and I ensure your reward with my magical deal.
I don't make bargains with unclean spirits. I'm sorry. I'm out.
I don't make bargains
Well-
with pop stars.
I make bargains with all sorts of spirits, so let's go over this again. What?
Yeah, we're aware that you make bargains with all sorts. You turn from a frog into a man.
Well, yes.
Wait, what?
And now I'm doing man things. Men make deals with people. The frogs do apparently, but like.
But and the thing is too, in this group of people, Faith is the most likely to believe him. So
Yeah.
I like this friendship. This is good. I'll make a deal with you then. You keep me alive.
How's it go?
And I will ensure that you get any reward that you have been promised by these people.
But wait, isn't that the same as
people are going to make this deal with me.
That's the same as the deal we're already doing, though, isn't it?
It's the same
Yes,
deal,
but
but they would have to go on. You would all have to go on
She's
word.
offering you a magically... Yeah, you're going off our word. She is offering you a magically sealed deal that basically means that no matter what happens, she has to keep up her end unless she dies.
Right, but like in the fail condition of this deal is that you die anyway, so you have nothing to lose. You could just go and get yourself killed and screw me over.
If
It's
she
a stupid
dies,
deal. Put something else
if
on the
she
table,
dies,
Fairy.
you
No, I
don't get
can't.
your reward. If you don't keep her safe, you don't get your reward. But if you manage to keep her safe, which should work, you get your reward, magically speaking. I would.
But
If you were smart, you may not be because you're a frog.
They're saying you
But
get
I
two
would.
rewards. You get a fairy reward
Right.
and a Patrick award. Put those two
Right.
together. Double awards.
Well, the fairy
Just make a
reward is
fucking
just
deal
the
already.
insurance
Well,
of
here's
the
the-
Patrick reward. I'm actually... Hold on, let me explain.
Here's the thing, though: you have nothing to
making two
lose, though,
deals.
because if you die, you've broken the deal, and then you die, but you've already died.
Can we just make
Hold
the
on
deal,
a second.
please?
One second.
Yeah,
I'm going to make
leave
two
you to your
deals.
preparation.
I will make it... What?
Patrick is leaving. But that doesn't matter because we don't need him here.
I want to make two deals. I want to make a deal with Maeve. Maeve, I want to make a deal with you.
All right.
In my deal with you, you will ensure that my good friend, and I'm not going to make this deal until I've made my deal with my good friend Frog Prince Lilypad first. But in my deal with you, you will ensure that Frog Prince Lilypad will get his reward, regardless of whether I live or die, if this quest is completed.
I'm here to make sure
Frog
everybody
Prince-
gets their deal. But yes, I can absolutely.
I
put
believe
some
that you
magic
will
into
do that anyway. But this would be the deal I am proposing is
Absolutely.
an insurance. Frog Prince, you would try to keep me alive, and if you fail to keep me alive, my deal with you breaks. So I only need to make one deal. This doesn't even work. You're right. Frog Prince, you are very smart. I'll make a deal with
that wasn't my point actually,
Frog
but
Prince then.
I'm glad you think so.
No. Well, I think you're probably pretty smart, Frog Prince. I think you're great.
Yes.
So I don't need to make two deals. I still think maybe you. But so Maeve, don't worry about it. Frog Prince, please address your concern with me after I propose this to you. Then I would like my life insured for the insurance that I guess I would have to make two deals. But if I die, you don't get your reward.
Right. Okay.
That's what it would be.
So I want to make an addendum to this. I want to add some risk to your side of the bargain because the way these deals are supposed to work is like there's supposed to be like risk for both sides to make it sort of exciting and interesting. You know, like that's how this plays out. Yeah.
That's the
Frog
whole
Prince is
point of
smarter than he
making
looks.
deals.
Yes, but you.
I'm a fae. I understand.
Yeah, but there's no risk for you.
What do you mean? This whole adventure is a risk for me, and I don't have any reward that I'm getting insured.
No, but here's the thing. Like the only
thing I want is a phylactery.
The only way I can fail is if you die, and then if you die, there's no risk for you for failing the deal because you're already dead.
How about you get
There is. Bill, will you explain what happens if you are still bound to a deal when you die?
Okay.
Sometimes if you're still bound to a deal when you die, it can mean that you are obligated to fulfill that bargain even if you are already dead.
Right.
So that can potentially mean a bit of a...
It can put the deal on your descendants or your family. It can also put the deal on you and force you into being a ghost. It can also force you into being an undead servant of the person who you made the deal with.
That would literally
Unless-
hold
if you
on,
make the
hold
deal,
on. That would literally be unfinished business.
Yeah.
it literally is, yes. And if
The
you make
only
the deal
thing
with
is,
a
though, is that
demon,
if Kye
most of the time, if you make the deal with a demon, most of the time you turn into a devil. But with pretty much anybody else, it can fuck you over even worse.
So,
What were you gonna say,
Aiden.
Aiden?
I was just gonna say, if Kai's character keeps me alive, everything's fine. But if Kai's
yeah.
character
Yes.
fails to keep me alive, then Kye gets mortally wounded by the strength of the deal, and
Yes.
and that's the so I my life. This is life insurance for me, and
The risk for
excuse me,
the
Frog
risk,
Prince Lilypad. The thing that I would propose is that you would receive my portion of the reward from Maeve. I would like this phylactery, or perhaps multiple phylacteries, but I do not desire these earthly rewards.
the risk is if you die, you can't complete your bargain. So until Kye gets those phylacteries, you're part of the reward. You are still bound to help him do that. If you die.
But the phylacteries aren't my part of the reward. That's my own personal decision. The only reward that Kye has to collect is my reward from Maeve.
Like I said in the beginning, double rewards.
The phylacteries are my own thing.
Let's sign.
Yeah, he's
Let's
just gonna
cut a finger or whatever.
He's just gonna grab him.
Okay, so even then, if you, until his reward is collected from Maeve, or your reward is collected from Maeve if you die, you still do have to help him.
Yeah.
If you die. So that's your
Yes,
risk.
this makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It looks like we've got a deal. I like the sound of that.
okay.
Excellent.
Faith, could you, if you look in your skill list to where the deal is, if you just roll that skill with your two...
I actually don't have the deal written in my skill list. Is that under glamour?
It is, yeah.
You can roll half of your glamour
Okay, I just never
stat.
wrote it down.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, yeah.
That's perfect. I'll roll it as a skill of 0.
Well, no. Roll it as a skill. Your glamour stat is 80, so roll it as a skill of 40.
Okay, that's fair. Then I rolled a 46
That
with
passes.
my 2 dice,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I have a skill of 40.
Yeah, that passes. We forgot to mention this part. If you go over your skill, you can go over your skill by the amount of the tens unit of your stat. So if you rolled a 48 on that, you would still pass. Anything bigger than a 48, you would not have passed. Basically, it gives you just a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, because it's just showing your natural talent and
Yes.
affinity. So, you...
Perfect.
You, offer out your hand, or whoever you would prefer to seal the deal. And the Frog Prince
Yeah, I'll do
Lilypad,
that. That's perfect.
The Frog... and if you knock off a significant effort, so just one of your efforts,
Okay.
and power moves between running down Faith's arm and into the Frog Prince Lilypad as you magically bind this bargain. Before this party starts, I think what I will do is I will have each person tell me like what they are doing for preparation for going to this party. Think of it like a montage in like Ocean's 11 or something along those lines, where people are prepping for a caper. So I will go round and I'll have people basically say like what they want to do for prep, for going in. Shall I start with Maeve, since you're...
Sure. Maeve is moving between the four of you and making sure that you have everything that you need for this heist. So any physical, like, weapons, if you need technology, if you need, like, bombs, whatever, she has access to all of those things, and she will get them for you. You just make sure you ask for them, because if you don't ask for them now, you won't have them when it starts.
Yeah, as the Grangers are going to be footing the bill for this. So,
Yes.
So basically, for any like equipment stuff, basically Maeve will be making sure that has been done.
Do you have
Could you give
protective
me-
I need something that
talismans?
can contain phylacteries. A couple
your
things
hands.
that can contain phylacteries.
Yeah,
I'll
probably
get
a
you some
bag.
bags.
Okay.
I mean, that's all you need. You just need bags.
Give me an authority roll.
Authority?
Yeah.
Okay. I have an authority of 25. So we'll see how well that goes. I rolled a 34.
Yeah, you're getting people going on.
Well, hang on. That does not pass.
It does not. No.
I'm going to re-roll it because it...
Yeah.
Oh, whenever you're not in combat, you can re-roll for free and just take a little bit longer.
It just takes more time to
Yeah.
things to happen.
4.
Cool. Yeah, so you're able to get that going. You basically go to the people who are assisting the Grangers to basically help get stuff for everybody else for what they need. So, next, Aiden. What's Faith doing in preparation for this party?
Sounds like she's playing her guitar.
Yeah, I was just doing a transition between the two things, the two parts of the conversation. Faith has to pee really bad, so she's gonna go do that in a second after she's done talking to Maeve about the stuff that she.
I shall move on to.
No, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Let him go.
It's it's cool. And then I'll say the thing, and then Faith is gonna pee, and then she'll be back later.
Okay.
But I'll be here the whole time, for sure. The
Totally.
thing that Faith is doing to get ready for this party is she is glamoring up. Like she's
I love
just
it.
kind of like everybody always sees Faith's best angles all the time. It's super beautiful, and she's hot and awesome. But like right now, she's just like in the I guess it's not really a mirror. She's sort of imagining herself into her ideal version of herself with a lot of focus. If that makes any sense, because she wants to perceive herself at her best angles all the time, and no one ever has the same opinions about what those are every day.
Yeah, Faye have a skill called Glamour, which is like really quick sort of illusionary stuff, but also they have like a natural ability where they can slowly take time to like change their appearance. So sometimes Faye can like run their hands through their hair and change their color, or just change anything about their body if they take enough time to kind of do so. So
the things that take more time to do are like gender changes and complete facial reconstructions and like boob jobs, stuff like
Horns.
the more dramatic alterations of the body, basically they have to go somewhere private and change themselves.
that. It'll usually take them 6 to 7 hours.
Or something along those lines, yeah.
So
Depending on how dramatic.
But if
the
you're
change.
just like changing into a dress, if you're glamoring on a dress, that takes you like 5 minutes.
Well, it's like that, but it's also like contours and
Yes.
like
Yeah.
just sort of she's creating a new human form that has never existed before because this is what she thinks is beautiful today.
Adorable.
And it's akin to the other ones that she's been, but this is different. And she's doing it while she has to pee. What were you saying?
Yeah. I was saying, yeah, you're like almost like shaping your cheekbones to like best complement your face, like the hair. Like you just start adjusting your hair.
And the best compliment how the dress I'm wearing complements my
absolutely.
body.
Right, she's
and like and it's a very
making herself
light,
head-turning.
flowy dress. Like
Yeah, you
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
you make sure that your eyes match your dress and all that kind of thing. Like you are fierce. And like
My eyes are cut from the same fabric as my dress. I have to go pee though for real in
do
real
that.
life. You guys keep on going.
okay, so Reyes, what are you doing in preparation?
First off, it's gonna be an
Oculus.
epic montage of putting gas in the van. It was about halfway full, but you know, might as well have might as well have a full tank. Getting well, he's guessing it's going to be some sort of fancy party, so he's getting like a bottle of champagne from the gas station.
Yeah.
And then also just like getting at least a little bit dressed up, more of like a, for lack of a better term, I guess, church wear, I guess, in terms of appearance.
Are you dressing yourself up as a guest, or are you dressing yourself as like a wait staff?
Let's go wait staff. He's gonna try to stay in the van as much as possible, but if he needs to go in, he'll be at least a lot more closer to the action if he goes as a wait
staff or outside catering. Is there outside catering for this party?
Because you can here's the thing, you can absolutely make yourself appear to be like, oh, you're supposed to be working tonight because it's what your magic can do.
Yeah, even if there's not outside catering, you can convince them that there is.
It's on the list.
No, you can genuinely. If you'd like to basically like make some like
magic is rad.
Magic's cool, and don't be afraid to use it. So if you want to give me a create information roll, as you basically just start adding in information, like this can also just include you like doing like, okay, what company's doing this? Okay, I'm here. Here's my employee history, my number, and just insert yourself into this company for a period of time.
Any chance I could also try to make a detailed map of the place?
Yeah, give me two. Okay, so 2 roles: create information and search engine.
Okay, I just did a create information roll. I got a 6 and a 1.
Don't think you passed.
My create information is 40.
Yeah, so you didn't succeed that time. So basically, it would take a bit more time for you to do it. So if you give me another roll, this is you just taking a bit more time.
8 and 10. So 8 and 1.
That's even worse. Give me one more. Give me one more go. It's just you taking time, just trying to like.
1 and 3.
Great, you actually passed that one.
Thank God.
Thank God. So knock off. Let's call it. Knock off 3 minor. If you just like insert your name into it, into like. You're just putting a little bit of information in. You're adding a few, like an extra You're editing in like an extra sentence or two into like this person is working tonight. And if anyone like does try and check you up, you can create information later to like give yourself like an employee history if anyone really wants to check you up. But then give me a search engine roll for you to get like a layout of the place.
5 and a 1, like 10.
That did not work.
That's a 51.
That's a 51. So if you give me another roll, this is just you like how long you're basically taking to find this information out. So give us another
double
roll.
9s.
Oh, that's a crit fail. So so,
I get the building that's right across town.
It's our first crit fail.
It's our first crit fail of the game. So yes, you
think it's a building?
No,
it looks like a building. It feels like a building. Is it a building?
It's a building. Oculus, it's a building.
You absolutely get a blueprint of what you think is the building. You're completely convinced this is correct.
Oh God.
I will. You can absolutely give people directions through this building. I will just make some notes about this as you have successfully totally got the plan to this building. A-okay, totally gonna get your money's worth. You're fine. Absolutely fine. Doc.
Fabulous.
Okay, I have one question. Do we know the neighborhood this place is in? Does Doc know that up top?
You can go check that sort of thing out. Yeah, you will have an address and stuff. I don't know like the geography of Portland.
I'm going to find the nearest. I'm going to find the nearest church or house of worship of any kind to that place, and see if anyone's home, and use my authority to extract information on the neighborhood and that place specifically.
What would he roll to find the church?
And I also am being
we
sly
have Google
about
Maps.
it.
You could just find.
That's easily. I think that's easily findable. Yeah, all right. Go.
So I'm trying to convince any Christians in the area to tell me secrets, and then also I'm being sly about it. So maybe a stealth roll, so I'm not caught doing it. I don't know.
Give me a straight authority roll.
I got a 62. My authority is 70.
Perfect. So you go in. And how do you just straight up say like who you are and what you do for the church, or is this like
I am fairly professional, and I'm not all that smiley or friendly or whatever. But if anybody believes in God or looks like they're a business or pastor person in the church, I just say, look, I have a couple issues. I wonder if you could help me out. That sort of thing.
Yeah, you go in and you ask about using just your authority of being like a sort of a priest with seniority to kind of go like what's this neighborhood like? What's it like? It's to be fair, quite this person goes like, oh, it's quite a nice neighborhood. People look after each other around here, and I mean, occasional moments where we note some strangeness, but mostly Mr. Thwaites down the street makes sure that's kept to a minimum so that we don't freak out the locals.
Mr. Thwaite, who's that?
Mr. Thwaites, is the guy who you're robbing.
I know. I'm asking this person.
Oh, yeah. He goes, Mr. Thwaites lives that large house second on the left. The very sort of historic building over there. His family have been here for ever, as far as I know. Like, they've been keeping an eye on the place. They're very community-minded.
Has he been baptized?
I believe so. Occasionally he does come to church services. Yeah, he's been to mass a few times.
When's the last time he went to mass? Maybe he has a hard time getting here. Maybe I could go minister in person.
I don't see why that wouldn't be a problem. I mean, he would appreciate the personal touch of our Lord and Savior.
You want to set that up for me, and I'll give him my business card.
At the very least, make sure you get an introduction. But his door is normally open. I believe he's got a party tonight for various people.
I hate parties. Yeah, just if you see him, have him call me on that number. And I've got like a shitty old flip phone.
Cool. Yeah, so you have like a potential inn and some information about the area and stuff. Frog Prince Lilypad.
Jesus Christ.
What do you do?
So I just find like a place to sit down for a while. I get like two phones out. One of them's Android, one of them's Apple. And we've got them each in one hand. And I get on one of them I get out the WikiHow article for how to conduct a heist. And in the other one I get the WikiHow article out to how to act at a party. And like my eyes
how to act at a party?
Yes. All right.
And my eyes diverge, and like one looks at one screen and one looks at the other.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Okay, so give me your gift of speed reading.
All right.
We'll do basically two different rolls for this.
That is... Oh, right, okay, that's a 6.
Great. So the first one is how to plan a heist. So you read about like cons, about like criminal, former criminals, all this stuff. You start reading it, just all this stuff, and you just start like pulling out a notebook, and you just start writing out like ideas.
How many hands does he have?
I'm assuming putting one of them down, or at least like
No. I use my legs. Let's not like let's be efficient here.
Let's be efficient. So you take off your majestic leather boots, put a pen between your toes, and start writing out notes.
Horrifying.
Oh, this is very uncomfortable.
The devil is here, and someday my prince will come. Anyway,
is anybody around while you do this?
I mean, you can be. I'm just like wherever we are. I just found like I feel like I found a chair like in the middle of like the hallway, so like it's not hidden away anywhere.
What you reading?
Oh, I just looking stuff up on the internet, you know. I just information on.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. What do you look up? I like Wikipedia and WikiHow and Yahoo Answers. And I like YouTube tutorial videos as well.
I look up YouTube tutorial videos. That's what I look up.
Yeah. Nice. That's great.
They're really. I learn a lot from them. I learned how to use my sword from those, actually.
Oh wow, it's cool. I should learn how to use a sword at some point too. I haven't got around to doing that one.
You know what? There are YouTube tutorial videos for it that you can look up.
Yeah, you send me a link later.
Are you ready to go to the party?
No, I have to finish reading first.
This episode is really interesting too because it just sort of ends.